was your Labor Day weekend? Did you get up to some fun labor related fun?
No, my day was laborless. I didn't
Laborless.
Yeah. Did you go out?
I went to the beach on Sunday, and I found like a beach that is pretty it's not very full, even on Sunday, which I feel like is a big beach day, even on a holiday weekend. It was still pretty empty, surprisingly.
You went alone?
Yeah, solo dolo.
Solo dolo. You should get one of those metal detectors, comb the beach.
I should. I mean, I don't really know what I would find, because I feel like those beaches, they get like the sand gets moved around so much because of like the waves and all that stuff, that I feel like whatever could potentially be there, you'd have to dig like really deep, maybe. I don't know.
But maybe it's worth it.
I'd rather go down to the beach and be one of those guys who have like two fishing rods and like a cooler. I don't know what the cooler is filled with, but I'm assuming fish once they catch it. But they're just kind of sitting there for hours, just kind of tossing the line out, putting them back in, catching maybe like a fish that's like 4 inches big, and then throwing it back out there. And that's like their day.
That's fine if that's for you. It's not for me though.
No, I think like I like to fish, but I don't think I could do it for that long, like constantly doing it. I would rather like fish for a little bit, then like hang out, maybe go swimming,
Well, what's the point? Do you hurt the fish when you hook it?
I would assume, yeah.
So what's the point of catching and releasing? That's not like you're still hurting the fish.
It's, I guess, for the sport of it. I you know what? Maybe I don't know if fish have like pain tolerance or like pain receptors. I don't know. I'm not a fish. But I feel like, yeah, I'm sure it hurts. You get a hook in you, but then they seem to be fine, just like swimming along. Maybe there's like a trauma associated with it, and it fucks them up as they go.
Us humans, we go through emotional trauma all the time, but we look fine, right? So maybe that's what the fish is going through. It looks fine.
The fish is just bottling up until they have a family reunion, and then someone breaks a glass, and then they just freak out.
Well, think about it. It's like the last time that fish ate something, it got tugged along and then ripped out of the water and then thrown back in. So what's going to happen the next time it tries to go eat something? It's going to be terrified.
That's true. But is it, maybe it's goldfish, but don't they have like terrible short-term memory? Like they don't remember, like after a few seconds they forget. Like it's, so maybe their brains aren't as developed to like store memory the way humans can, or like mammals can. I don't know. And I feel like maybe getting a hook through the mouth is the same as like us getting stung by like a mosquito, which can like kind of like sting in the moment, but it's like, oh, it's just a mosquito bite.
Seems mean to me.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I would, when I was younger, we definitely like caught fish that we would eat. It's just a matter of like, I don't know if I would eat anything that would catch in these rivers,
Oh, right, because wouldn't it be like just, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah, they already like, there are signs in certain areas where I think they know people will fish. They'll put signs, especially for like crabs. There's a lot of blue crab apparently, and they basically have signs that say like, don't eat more than one of these a week, and definitely if you're pregnant, don't eat them. And it's kind of like, maybe we shouldn't just eat them.
Yeah,
but I think some people, like, depending on where they come from or what their background is, that's just like a part of like, oh, we'll just catch some fish or whatever, and that'll be lunch or dinner or whatever, and that's just part of like their lifestyle. But it's hard when so much of our water areas, especially in like the tri-state area, are just like have so much commercial like boating and ships and all that stuff. So it's just not
Oh, I
very
saw a
like,
video of a woman jumping into the Hudson River
yeah.
and swimming around and then coming back.
Well, that's what
And
the
it's like
mayor of
disgusting.
the mayor of Jersey City did that as like a stunt, I guess you could say, when he was running for
Who is this
like
mayor that he's this mayor of yours that's performing stunts?
well, so he was like a Marine or whatever, and then he was running for mayor, and as part of his running for mayor, he's just like, I'm gonna swim from Jersey City to Manhattan and back in like a wetsuit, I guess. But you still have to like suck that water in your mouth and stuff, right? Or
Yeah, I
even if
mean
it's a
it's getting on
snorkel, it's
your
still the same.
it's on your skin. I don't know. If you're
Well,
in a wetsuit, I guess it's fine. But this girl was in like a two-piece bathing suit and like, oh my
no,
god.
it's weird, and and from like where I grew up, like the river and like lakes were always pretty clean. I mean, obviously you'd have like if there's a lot of boats and that kind of stuff, it would pollute the water in certain ways, but it was clean enough to like fish out of and eat the fish out of or swim and that kind of thing. And so to come here and really be surrounded by water and just kind of knowing that's like a no man's land, like even like the I guess the best thing we would do is to like go to like the Rockaways or like somewhere a little bit outside of the actual like boating areas and swim there. But even then, I'm just like, ugh. I would
Right.
rather go to the shore, to the New Jersey shore,
Oh yeah.
because the water is definitely cleaner there in certain areas. Because it's just like, yeah, it's mostly beach area. There's not a lot of like fishing boats or commercial boats, just kind of like in that space.
Mm,
There's no Carnival cruise lines, just slowly inching their way through the river like there is in Manhattan, which is always insane.
yeah. Have you ever been on? I've been on one like booze cruise thing from that like came out from I don't know who like somebody got tickets to something and I went.
Right.
It was for a St. Patrick's Day like
Yeah.
7 years ago or something like that. And so the boat went out into the ocean and then just came back. So like forever, however long.
Oh, just
Um,
like a couple hours.
from the port, yeah. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like a cruise going anywhere. And I didn't really like that. So I don't think I would enjoy a big old carnival cruise.
Yeah, I feel like the the couple hours would definitely be maybe more preferable depending on like I'm not against being on a boat for as long as those cruises would be. It's just more the environment that I would kind
I
of be
mean,
more turned off by.
have you ever seen Titanic?
I have seen Titanic.
I mean, first of all, what a movie. Second of all,
I was gonna
that can
say,
happen.
first of all, the boobs. Second of all, what a movie. I mean,
Oh,
that's
that's
how.
your main takeaway?
I mean, that was pretty much the only reason I saw that movie initially. I think I was in fourth grade,
You
fourth or
weren't a
fifth
big
grade.
Billy Zane. You weren't a
I
zany.
was not a zany. I just remember because it was like it's a PG-13 movie, and I was
Yeah, big
definitely
deal.
under that age, and I remember kids in my class seeing it, and I feel like one of my friends was just like, "Have you seen Titanic yet?" I was like, "No, I can't. It's PG-13 or whatever." And he's like, "Dude, there's boobs in this movie." And I was just like, "Whoa." And it's kind of amazing to think about because Titanic was such a massive cultural phenomenon that my parents, who were very strict about that kind of stuff, were almost kind of pressured to like take me to the movies to see Titanic because literally everyone in the entire like world was watching this movie, right?
Yeah.
It just seemed like such a thing that everybody had to see. So I went to the movies and I saw it with my parents, and then it is long, which I don't think I remembered it being that long because I was just like, this is a PG-13 movie. I see boobs at some point. I didn't care how long it was.
When do the boobs? When does that scene happen?
It's got to be like halfway, because like the relationship that they have starts to really blossom, I think, towards the
I've
middle,
never
right?
seen it, so I
Oh,
don't.
you never seen it?
No, I know he's
It's
like a poor guy, right? And she's a rich girl.
yeah. Give me your estimation of what you think the movie Titanic is.
Okay, so
I mean,
that's what I think that is. I don't know where he
yeah,
comes
yeah.
from. I guess he like maybe he works on the boat, and then she is like a rich passenger who's
Okay.
and she's old at the beginning, and then she is young in the story she's telling,
Yes.
and and so they get to know each other. And Billy Zane, I guess, is like her boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's you pretty much
Is
it.
that
Like
it?
Leo DiCaprio is like a scamp, like a one of those kids who's got like dirt on his face, like a chimney sweep type kid, and he's like playing cards.
A coal shoveler.
A
Does he
coal
work
shell.
on the boat?
No, so he's like
Oh,
he sneaks onto the Titanic,
okay.
um, and then he's like a stowaway, and then just kind of like bumming around the ship, he bumps into Kate Winslet, and they form a romance. He paints her naked. They have sex in a car, and then
A car on the Titanic?
yeah, it's like a big, it's like a Model T or something like that, and it's famous because it's like you don't see them hook. I mean, they're like making out, and then you're like the camera's outside of the car, and then you just see the car windows like start to steam, and then you see like somebody's hand on the window, and it's just like, oh, they're
Yeah.
having sex in there
Well, I
because
know that from
it's
the My Heart Will Go On music video.
exactly.
That's
Also,
what the song's called, right?
yes, My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. I also had that
Hmm.
cassette tape, that soundtrack.
I know I have at my parents' house in the piano bench, we have the sheet music for that song.
Oh yeah, that
And that
was everywhere. That's
was a big
that
song.
that was a massive song,
You think
and
they played that on TRL? Was that like TRL such like a youth, like crazy Manhattan? I saw a picture, by the way, of like Manhattan on a weekday in that era of
right,
how crowded it was because I was on Long Island, so I didn't know, but every single day, like Monday through Friday, was
yeah,
just a mess
packed.
outside of the TRL studio.
I remember. I would watch TRL because they would do it basically came on right as school ended, right? Like 3:30,
Yeah.
4 o'clock is when TRL
Hmm.
would basically come on. Because I remember I would watch like TRL and 106 in Park would be around the same time, right? And then Rap City, The Basement would be right after 106 in Park. But I remember watching TRL and it being like, yeah, just insane like
Yeah.
atmosphere, I guess, in the studio, and then they would cut to like outside in Times Square where it was like where they were shooting, and it just being like people there, and
Yeah.
those were the days.
Those were days. Yeah.
Who
So
is the
Titanic.
who's the host? I guess again,
It was Carson Daly was
Carson
the
Daly.
host.
That's right. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like they might have played "My Heart Will Go On" TRL just because it was so big and popular. Not, I mean, it's a long song, but they never played more than like 30 seconds of a music video on TRL.
Right. Yeah. It was just brief. If you wanted the full, remember Pop Up Video? I would watch Pop Up Video
Oh
before
yeah,
school. I think
pop-up
that was
video.
VH1 though,
Yes,
or maybe I
I
don't
think it
know
was
what it was.
VH1. Yeah, yeah. I feel like TRL was such a cultural touchstone that they must have, like Leonardo DiCaprio probably went on TRL, right?
Oh sure, yeah. And then
He's like a
everybody freaked
heartthrob.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
people were
whatever. I
screaming.
don't know. I'm not that into. Who were
But
like
you should.
the hit? Who were like the guys that were like? There's like Leo DiCaprio, who like everybody would scream for and go crazy
Oh
for.
yeah, the Hanson brothers. Not
Hanson, yeah.
not from the movie Slapshot, but the brothers who played music who had bowl
Yeah,
cuts.
nobody thought you were talking about the movies.
I know in my mind I'm like picturing
Yeah.
three
Oh,
dudes
they
with
think
Buddy
Paul
Holly.
Newman is yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A movie that came out 15 years before all of those people were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Hanson, Backstreet, NSYNC, 98 Degrees. I'm thinking more like music, but obviously there were like movie and
Well,
TV heartthrobs,
yeah.
right?
JTT.
JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the Greek fool from Full House, Stamos. Yeah,
Stamos. But I think he was a little bit older. I don't think the teen girls went
yeah,
crazy
that's
for
true.
him.
But he.
But maybe
I wonder how old he was when that was at its like peak. Like he must have been in his 30s, right?
30s or 40s, yeah.
For some reason I thought he played like more of like a 20-year-old, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, JTT for sure. I'm trying to think of like TV, like I was gonna say like Boy Meets World, but I don't think anybody was like had the hots for Corey is the curly haired dude, right?
Yeah, Ben Savage. I don't think
Ben
they
Savage.
like. I think they
Topanga for
didn't
sure.
have the same. Well, she didn't she become a VJ or something, or she had a show
You're right, on MTV, right?
on MTV or something. Yeah, like a music video show or something. Danielle Fishel.
And
Fisher.
I feel like because that was that a Nickelodeon show or no? It was a ABC
Disney.
Family.
Oh, yeah, because it was part of TGIF. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Weirdly, like, and maybe it's different for boys at that age, but like, there wasn't somebody I was like, maybe I just wasn't aware of who a heartthrob was. I don't think at like from like 11 to 15 or whatever. I definitely was like, oh, she's cute, or like, that kind of thing. I think that's that age when you start to like watch those shows and you're just like, oh yeah, I like this person or whatever.
Yeah, I have a crush on this person.
But I would never
And
be like, oh, I'm in New York and Topanga's at TRL. I'm gonna stand outside with a sign and be
right.
like, oh my God, Topanga, marry me. But
Yeah.
it's the same like the Beatles fanatics and like all those people that
Yeah,
are
imagine being so famous or like attractive or whatever it is, talented, that like you make people pass out just by seeing you. Where they're like,
you have to go around with a paramedic just because it's like,
oh
yeah,
my, and then everybody.
another teenager passed out from I guess, is it like a panic attack is what would cause that? Maybe you're just so
Well, they don't seem
overwhelmed.
to be scared. It seems to be like a happy thing. Like they
Yeah,
pass out from excitement. They're just so.
right.
I don't even know. I can't
what
imagine.
what's something that what's something that's maybe the closest you could ever get to that point that you're like, if this happened or if I met this person, that would probably be the closest I get to physically fainting in their presence, because that's what's happening is like you bump into Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr and you just
Yeah.
faint.
Not the other.
Well,
not the other
yeah,
two. Not
I mean they're there
like
too, but
perhaps the most.
you're just like, oh my God, what is like, can you
You bump into Ringo or George, and then
yeah, I mean, yeah, any of the Beatles, but like,
sure,
yeah,
you'll set if it's a Beatle. Yeah,
who's
sorry, what?
who is who is that person, or what is that event or that kind of like moment where you're like, I think I would be overwhelmed with excitement in this, and I couldn't control myself enough to not pass out.
I think it would have to be a scenario, because I don't think like, I don't know, if Bruce Springsteen was like, hey, you want to get some pizza, then I think I'd be like, and that would be an experience.
Mark.
Like I would go.
Hey Mark, I saw you front row at Bruce Springsteen, standing next to Chris Christie with your eyes closed, and I thought you looked like a cool guy. I just was wondering, you want to get a slice of pizza? Slices, I feel like Springsteen is someone who says za.
Hmm.
You want to get
That
a
might
slice
be
of
too
za?
trendy. He's I think he would just say slice.
Yeah, you want to get a slice?
Let's get a slice.
Let,
Let's get a slice.
let's get a slice. And then be like,
how about you? So that would be my I would be very excited about that.
Well, I always in my mind it wouldn't be like, I feel like that moment that you described could be a potentially like a private moment, like not necessarily in front of a lot of people. It's just kind of like, hey, Mark, do you want to go get a slice kind of thing.
Right. I mean, I would never show emotion in front of people.
Exactly. I feel like that situation or that kind of feeling would come for me more in like where an audience was also there, and like the moment of this thing happening would kind of be like you remember the story, I don't know if you ever heard of this story about the Who. They were playing a concert and Keith Moon passed out on the drums, like I assume from drugs, but he just like literally cannot play because he's passed out. And they're Roger, what's the front man's name? Fuck me.
Daltrey?
Roger Daltrey is basically like to the audience. He's just like, oh yeah, sorry everybody. Keith Moon took
God.
You're gonna have to struggle through my Roger Daltrey impression. Sorry everybody. Had to take a pause for a moment. Keith Moon's taking a little nap. Anybody here know how to play drums? And then some kid raises his hand and they're like, brought him on, and he starts playing drums with the Who, like accompanies them. Like, I think if something like that happened to me, like I am at a soccer game and it's like two like massive teams, like it's the Champions League and it's like Barcelona and Man City, and Lionel Messi gets he like gets tackled and he's like a little hurt, and the coach is just like, hey, we need somebody to play, and they're like, this kid with the jersey in the stands, and I come out there and he's just like, all right, do this, help us. And I think that moment I would probably pass out, because the moment would just be like, I don't even know what to do, everybody's watching me. It would be so much fun, but I don't think I could get out of that moment.
Yeah, those are both pretty cool moments that we have.
or like you're at a basketball game and they pick your seat number to shoot the half court shot for like $1 million, and you know how like you have to start by shooting the free throw, and then it's like, all right, now you have to shoot a 3-pointer, and then it's just like, all right, for $1 million, if you can make this half court shot, you win or whatever. And it's just like, I think in that moment where it's just like, I made the free throw, I made the 3-pointer, at the half court shot, I would either airball it or pass out. Those are the only two options. I would never make it. I would just immediately black out, or I would throw it way too softly, and it would be like 6 to 7 feet short of the basket, just because the pressure of it would just be like, it's a fucking $1 million, bro.
Yeah, I think I would be more just like extremely nervous up until just like the entire experience.
Oh, absolutely. Like let's say you become a famous comedy writer and performer, right? And the New York Mets call you and they're like, hey, Mark, I want you to throw the first pitch out of opening day against the Yankees or whatever. And you obviously say yes, but up until the moment where you're actually on the mound, what is going through your mind?
I would probably prepare by practicing, because you just don't want to 50 Cent it. And you've seen his first pitch, right?
Of course.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So I would want to get it right and practice.
But don't you feel like that throw doesn't come from someone who's not practicing? It's just someone who doesn't have that mechanic of throwing a ball.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt 50 Cent like took practice throws.
Oh, he definitely did not. But from what I've heard about,
because it was just like but I think he's like he's an athletic person, right? I mean, he's strong. I guess it doesn't mean that you're
Yeah, I think he
athletic.
looks like he could be athletic. I don't know if he is actually athletic.
I mean, that throw is insane. Wait, does he? It just goes like it plops off to the left.
Yeah, his is like, yeah. If the mound was not elevated and it was just flat, it might have like started rolling back towards him. But I feel like you've thrown a baseball enough, you know the mechanics of throwing a ball. So that instance probably would never happen to you, right? Where it completely hooks to the left because your arm
Right.
you release the ball at like your like waist or whatever.
Yeah. I also don't think that they're reaching out to comedy writers to throw out first
Look,
pitch.
there's 82 games, 81 games that they have to have people throw a first pitch out. They probably will reach out to a comedy writer. But I feel like, well, from what people have said, it's like if you think of it as like throwing a pitch, you're gonna fuck up. But if you think of it as like playing catch with the catcher,
Oh yeah, I mean that's all you're doing.
yeah,
You're not trying to throw a strike though, but also wouldn't it be cool if you could be like clocked on the radar gun at like 80
oh
something?
yeah, that is a secret
And then
fantasy of mine.
that's the dream. So you like get called into a game. Here's the movie. Here's the next movie we're writing.
Yes, please.
We so somebody it'll be a celebrity playing themselves. Okay.
Yep.
And then so they're throwing out the first pitch, and everybody's like excited to see them or whatever, and they throw out the pitch, and it just happens to be like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Right.
And so the team's like, we need people in our bullpen, and so they sign this person as a walk-on.
Let me flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's James Vanderbeek, right? Former like college player, but pursued acting because Dawson's Creek hired him, basically, right? So he couldn't really play baseball anymore. He had to focus on acting and making millions of dollars by not destroying your arm. And then he does this. He becomes this huge celebrity, but it still always loves baseball. Throws the first pitch, and like the guys in the bullpen are just like, James, it'd be funny if we like radared you, see what you could throw now. And he's just like, all right. He's just like, it's $10 if you get it over 70. And they're just like laughing to each other. And James gets on the mound and he throws it, and it's just like a missile launcher. Just nails it, strike. And everybody's just like, damn, that's pretty good. And then he just kind of goes back to Hollywood, and whoever is the GM of that team that he throws it, Billy Beane. It's Brad Pitt as Billy Beane again. He's brought back, and he's just like, it's we've had a really tough time selling tickets at our games, and we think it would be fun if you played a game for us as like a celebrity stunt, right? And then he just like he maybe he pitches like an inning or something like that, and it's like strikes it out, and then everybody's just like, and then it becomes like a phenomenon culturally. Like James Vanderbeek was everybody knows James Vanderbeek as an actor, right? Everybody knows that, yeah. Well, here he is pitching.
Wait, who is this person talking?
This is like the Today Show, or like Wendy Williams, or like Kelly Ripa.
This isn't a serious newscaster saying.
No, this is Kelly.
James Vanderbeek. Everybody knows James Vanderbeek, right? Right? You guys.
It's Kelly and Ryan Seacrest, and they're doing their show, and it's just like, you guys remember Dawson's Creek, right? Woo, yeah, we love that show. And it's just like, well, James Vanderbeek. I didn't know this. Did you know this, Ryan? I didn't know this, that he used to play baseball. And well, anyways,
I didn't know that. That's a.
Is that Ryan Seacrest?
I'm Ryan Seacrest.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. And then they're like, he played baseball, and it seemed like a fun kind of thing, like a little stunt that the team did. But what
is this, a 4-hour movie? Let's get to it.
He threw a strike, and it becomes like a cultural phenomenon. His celebrity grows, and then they're like, hey, we want to sign you to like a little deal. And then he starts playing, but then the pressure gets to him because people are just like, you know, thinking and expecting something, and he's obviously not very good. And then he jumps off a bridge at the end of the movie
into a creek, and then
into a creek. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then gets hooked
What
by
if
a
they
fishing
had?
rod.
There you go. We've come full circle and should end it there, but I got one more. What if they had?
No, please continue.
Like, what if they had? They how they have like actors throw out first pitches.
Right.
What if they had athletes throw out first lines of dialogue in like a play? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be
Derek
fun.
Jeter to like the producers, and he.
Yeah, I was about to
reads the first line, and then Nathan Lane comes on.
Yeah, like he goes and he's just like, "Where is Alexander Hamilton? Where is he?" And then it's just like, "Derek Jeter, everybody, Derek Jeter, thank you." And then it's, you know, and then they do, you know, the rap, like the rip rapidy rap that they do in Hamilton. I assume that's what they do. I haven't seen it. Can't get a ticket.
Me neither.
Still can't get a ticket to that show. It's very tough.
Impossible.
And nobody's signing up for Disney Plus in this household.
In your household?
Yeah, no one. It's not happening.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it either. But yeah, no, I feel like they should. I mean, it is always fun to see the celebrities who do the first pitch, and it does kind of feel boring to kind of like have like an athlete-ish person, because it's like the fun of that is to see how bad they throw it, right?
Oh, I didn't think that. No.
Oh, that's the only reason I like it. Yeah, that's the only reason I like it.
Oh, I look at it just like, oh, there's so and so throwing out the first pitch.
Right. I look at it as just like, all right, let's see you. Let's see how much. Let's see how good you are in gym class in junior high 30 years ago.
I've seen Jerry Seinfeld throw out a first pitch.
Ooh, for the Mets.
Did well,
right?
For the Mets. Yeah. Stephen Colbert. I can't remember anybody else, because I've never. Those are, I think, the only 2 times that I've made it on time to.
Oh, right.
A baseball game where I've seen the first pitch.
Yeah, basically like 45 minutes before the game actually starts, you're just like, oh, and we're gonna do this now, for the like, for all the dads who drag their kids to get there early so they could find parking.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, now sit and watch Jerry Seinfeld tell a joke through throwing a baseball. That's you kind of have, is like, if you're a comedian, you kind of have to do something funny when they throw the pitch, right? Or else what's the point?
Well, so what he did, what was funny, I mean, it's not funny, but it's just like, there's a thing.
Not funny.
It was they were giving away Jerry Seinfeld bobbleheads. And so I have one right here, and he's wearing a Mets jersey and then like a sports jacket over it.
Wow.
So and like blue jeans, and he's up against the wall. Like, it's him doing stand-up. That's like what the bobblehead is. So he wore that outfit. So he had the with the sport coat. And so when he got on the mound, he took off the sport coat and like threw it down on the ground, and he had his glove, and he did like a full wind-up.
Of course he
thing.
did.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a real missed opportunity for the bobblehead not to have him in the fluffy shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure they've done like those in the past, but I don't know. They want to put a Mets thing in it, right?
Yeah, just give him a Mets baseball cap, or those like cool pants where it has the logo of every baseball team on it. He could have one of those on his bobblehead.
An airbrushed jean jacket.
Exactly.
That he got from Jamaica Ave. Those are the only time I've seen ones with like all the team logos.
Just like, is that the
I've had one.
St. Louis Cardinals logo or not? It's hard to tell.
I had a pair of jeans with all the NBA teams on it.
I have
in high school or middle school, actually.
I have a pillowcase with all of the baseball logos on. And they even have like the Montreal Expos. Like, that's how old the pillowcase is.
Wow.
Actually, if you watch Seinfeld, George's room, if we see like him is sleeping or whatever, and he's got the like baseball, like it's like, you know, designs on his sheets and all that stuff. That's the same set that I had, I guess, as a kid. But I the only thing I've kept is the pillowcase.
Nice.
And it's time to get rid of it, I think.
No, keep it forever. Sell it. Put it on Etsy. People will buy old shit. Say it's George Costanza's actual.
That's true. George Costanza's pillowcase with Meseret's drool on it.
Ew.
I mean,
all right, should we get started?
Yes, we should. And also, we'll be on hiatus for a little bit. So until next time.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I feel like that's a way that newscasters will end their thing. They'll be like, until next time, and then it will cut to like a wide helicopter shot of like the state capitol, and it's just like the credits of the music going until next time, and it's just like dun 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 dun, you know, that kind of thing. Viacom, yeah, Paramount Pictures, and then it's the it's the gold, yeah, it's it's the goldfish jumping into the glass of water, and it's like you know, half full productions. Sit, boo boo, sit. There's no off on the Genius switch. A Worldwide Pants production.
Absolutely.
That's I think the best one. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
We need our version of that. A like our production company that has like animation that we spent way too much money on that lasts 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That people will kind of see in the bottom left hand of their screen as The Simpsons starts playing.
Mm-hmm. And the credits go real fast. I think it's so it goes pew, pew, and it's a laser from it's a laser from the right and a laser from the left.
Yeah.
And they sort of shoot and they converge, and then it becomes this like glowing pink, and we're in space, by the way, and it's this glowing pink sort of thing. And then it says like what's the name of the podcast? It says Mark and Mez. All right, let's get started.
All right, let's get started. All right, perfect.